So we are discussing about web services, right? In that web services, we created one basic user interface, like for basic project we created, and theoretically we discussed on the last time. Right now, so I'll create one. So I'll open that project. So on that project, we supposed to discuss on that UI. So what is that UI? Last time we discussed that we supposed to add that. Material design. Right. So that material design UI we will create here. So for that, let first we'll open that particular project. So here we created this is the virtual output. Right. So material design. So like last time we see that Postman. Let me open the Postman as per the Postman request. So we first for the time being here we are going to design the UI for registration. So the registration has here three fields, three edit text and one button. One the edit text means one is the username, email ID, password, and for that one submit button we have to design as per the this postman request, right? Let this is opening. So meanwhile we'll open that material design. So that is material design. So this is the m2.material. This is the official website for the material design. So in this now we want to design the card means form. So form means like we need edit text. So for that edit text here we have option called text fields. So this is the option called text fields. So in this text fields here now the text fields is open. So this text fields here, if you see here, there are two options. One is the design and implementation. In a design, we can check. So this is the one type of, and this is another type of like this. So if you can go down, so the properties and everything could be explained here. This, so that is the text type. So like this. So it will come like this, and the second one will come like this. Right. So for this, like normally forms will be created like this. Right. Now if I want to implement this, like if I want to implement this, so go to implementation here on top. So implementation. So there you will get the code for this. Right. So I want to implement this. So implement this here now. See here, this is the one. Like here, I want to implement this. The first one is outline. Like this format, I want to add in my UI. So for that here, this is the code. So just let me copy this code. So this is the code. So this code I'm copying from here. So copy, go back to your project here. Postman is open. Yeah, still, yeah, it is open. So this, as I told here, we require total three fields, right? So the three fields here, now we will see here. So in this project now, here first we want to design the material design UI. So for that here, I'm going back to this design. This is the regular. Like here, I want to go with this relative layout. So relative layout. So within this relative layout here, now I want to take one linear layout. Means the whatever the form we are creating that I want to be center of the page. So that we have to write here. So for that here, so for this orientation, vertical, then central vertical true, central horizontal true. Both I'm giving as a true. Then this we are creating like this. Right after here, this text here, I'm closing that here. So like this, just Sorry. So this is the here. Here we will write here registration. So register here something I'll write here this. So after this now here I want to take that edit text. Right here total we required 3. So 3 I have created here like this. Right, so the last one, this is the last right here. This is the one hint. It is then a password. So I'm adding here the password. So password. And this I'll give that reg underscore password. And on top of that, this one be here, email. So this is reg underscore email. On top of this will be here username, and this will be here reg underscore username. Like this I have created this. Right now, so this for this now, like this is UI is created like this. Now here we required one button as well. So that too, that is also I want to go with the material button. So this is the API we are going to do now. So this is the API we are going to do now. So here now I want button, right? So if you want button here, now you can go here, you can search here, or you can directly get search here. See here, it is the button. So I'm clicking on the button. So let this button, see these are the button designs. So here also like I want to go with the implementation. Here we can check that some of the button. Like here also we'll take outline button. So this is the outline button. For the outline button, here it is the code this. So I'm taking this button. So everything is button wise same, just it is adding the extra style. This is outline button, right? So this button will be here, register. And the text could be here. What is the text here for this? It will be register. So this I'll change as a match parent. And I'll give some margin for this. Margin 10 dp like this I have given this. Right. Then this all I want in a card view. So if you want that in a card view here now, here you can apply one card view. So that is a card view. So the card view, match parents, wrap content, and margin 10 dp. So then close this. So this now we have to close. After this we have to close it. So it move up because relative layer properties we applied for here. So these two properties we used to switch from here to here. Right. Now that will be aligned here like this. Now see that UI has created here like this. So then now what you have to do here, this is the text. So for this text, we have to align center so that left right is center. So this is UI wise. This is like here the text properties and all we can apply. But now that material UI has ready, right? So once this material UI is ready, now here for this also we have to go with data binding. So for the data binding will be added here. Right, once this data binding is added here, now in Gradle we will enable the data binding. So here I'm enabling the data binding. data binding enable equal to true. So let us think this. So the syncing has done. Once syncing has done, we'll go with this. Yeah, it is taking a little bit time. So meanwhile, at least we'll write here that data binding. So where binding colon. So that is activity main binding equal to null. Then here binding equal to, so that is data binding util dot set method. So it is taking time. Wait, we will see, because depends on that data binding only. We have to go next step, right? So that's why we. Okay. So now till the system. Now we will import this. So I'm importing this data binding and data binding util both. Right? Both import has done. Then here we have to write this. So now here after this, what happens? By clicking that submit button, register button, right? We have to submit the data, we have to send to the server. So for that, first we will apply the listener for the button. So that is the register button, right? Set on click listener. So this is common regular process. Set on click listener in this where first one is the username equal to, so that is binding that register username dot. So for this, only one small change here, we have to add that in between extra edit text, then only we'll get the text. So for this is a material component. So for that we have to add here and we have to make this toString, and I'll make here one more extra option, that is a trim. So what happens trim, if we apply the trim, it will avoid the space first and last. If we have any spaces, that it will avoid that. So that is the first thing. Then after that here, email equal to binding dot email dot edit text dot text dot toString dot trim, where password equal to binding dot register password dot edit text dot toString dot trim. Done. So next. So now this is here we are here we forgot the text. Right. So here we are getting this means whatever we are doing with reference of the retrofit. So retrofit means that is a one of the library. So for that using the retrofit here we are doing. So for the retrofit here now we required some of the fields. So that is here now like that has some dependencies. So those dependencies we have to add in our code. So that dependencies we will copy here, remaining code will continue on this. So these are the three dependencies we have to add in a build.gradle. So you need to remember this in a build.gradle. Here we have to add those three dependencies. So one is the square retrofit version, and other is the JSON, and other is a JSON to JSON converter. So these three we have to add. Let us sync this. Once we have add means these are the support libraries are required to add this program. So that libraries we are adding from here. This right. Once this is done, we will add the next step here. Yeah, so it is done. Now, once it is done here, go to main activity. So within this main activity, after this data is available, right? So this data, so if you want to send this data to the server, so we are sending this data in the form of JSON object, right? For that, where JSON object. So that is where JSON object. That is where JSON object equal to. We have to declare here that is a JSON object. So within a JSON object, now we will send the data. Like last time we seen that key comma value page, right? So that is a JSON object dot put. So that is the first one is the key, second one is the value. So for your understandable, I'm writing that like this, and this I'll comment this. Right. Then after this here now, we have to add a next step. So that is the JSON object dot put. So we have total three keys. So first the keys we will copy from this keys. We will get from the API. So from here now, I want that username. Then JSON object dot put here. This one is the email email. Then next JSON object dot put. So this is the password. So these three I'm copying. Now, where we can copy this data from the postman. So from the postman here, this is the keys. So this is the first one. This is the key for this. That is the username. The next, this is the for password. So here it is the password. Right. Then next, this is the email. So these keys you have to copy from the postman or from the document. Right. Now the second step. Now here I'm declaring the retrofit. So that retrofit we are doing right here. So that retrofit I'm writing here, retrofit equal to, so we are creating a retrofit builder. So that is here, retrofit dot builder. We are building a retrofit request. So that is dot base URL. So whatever is the URL we are getting there, that and that some of the URL should be common for all APIs. So that we will treat as a base URL. After that, we have to add as a add convert refactory. So in this now, whatever the data which is in the form of JSON, that we have to convert into the JSON format and we'll create this request. So convert this and finally here dot build. So we are building this. Right. Now this is the URL. So this is the complete URL. So from this URL up to certain level, that will be base. So till the test, it is the base URL. So I'm treating this as the base URL. So this is the step it has done. Then after this here now, we have to add one thing, that is the common interface for the entire. So for that here, I'm creating one sample interface. This is my defined. So that is a user defined sample interface equal to. So I'm creating a class called sample interface, that is with reference of the retrofit dot create. So here now the sample interface colon class. So class dot Java. So this is we have created like this. Now with this name, so with this name now here we have to create one class. So we have to create one class. Right click on the package name. So from here now create a class. So here this you can select this as an interface. Right, I have created an interface here. Right, within this interface now we have to add one is that headers. So that is headers. In this, that is content underscore type colon. So that is the application slash JSON. Then next one is the post. So this post is nothing but here, whatever is our request is a type of post, that is post. Here we have to add that remaining part of the URL. So what is the URL here we given? So till the test we added there, right? Register.php, this is the remaining part of the URL. So that remaining part of the URL we are adding here this. Then here fun, we are creating one new class, that is a create. This we are using for the create user, right? So I'm using the create user. So along with the JSON object, here we are sending some body. So that is the body. In the body, we are sending this parameters, right? Body, that is JSON object. So JSON object, we are sending this. Then outside this colon. So here, what is the response you are getting? That response also, once we are sending the data to server, so we are getting response. For the response here, I'm creating one new class, that is register response, that we have to declare here. Now we have to import. While importing here, you can see that retrofit only have to import. Call means there are multiple options could be there, so you have to be careful that. So for this now, first we'll create this with Java class. I'm creating as a Java, then we'll convert that Java into Kotlin, that we will see here. So I have created one Java class. So then now go to the Postman. In a Postman here now, just send this. So can copy, always you can copy the success message, because sometimes in a success message, there are the multiple extra data will come. So that's why you have to copy the success message. So that's why I've added something there. This is a success message. Copy this and go to the other browser. So here, JSON schema to Pojo. So this is the URL, you can open that. So JSON schema to Pojo, this URL I'll share you. So here now, paste here, JSON to JSON. Then click on preview here. So click on preview. So once you click on preview, this is the class it is generated here. So copy this, paste here. So paste here. So the class name which we have already created, right? So till this class name, we have to remove this, right? So we have to import the serializable and this export, we have to import this. Now this will be in the form of Java, right? I want to convert this Java from Kotlin. So, right, Control A, it will be select Control Shift Alt K, Control Shift Alt K. It will be convert this into this Control Shift Alt K from Java to Kotlin. It will convert. See, this is the converted class. This is done. Then now we'll back to this main activity. So in a main activity, we have to write the next step. So here there are 3 to 4 steps as completed now. There are 2 to 3 steps so that our program will be finished. So here now, back to main activity, right? So within this main activity here now, we have to convert that what is the JSON object that into JSON. So I'm converting that into our understandable. I'm writing the JSON object equal to. So by using the JSON parser, so JSON parser, so JSON parser dot parse, some JSON dot parse. So we are parsing that. So what we are parsing about JSON object, what is the JSON object we created? That toString. So that we are converting as JSON object. So whatever we are written, that JSON object we are converting into in the form of JSON object here. Then now, so once this is done here, now val register response. So we have to capture the register response class. So for that here, reg response call. So register response call. We are declaring that call equal to with reference of the retro interface. Whatever the interface we created, that is the sample interface. So the sample interface dot create user. This create user where we created the method, that name here it will come. So here that whatever the JSON conversion has done, right? That JSON object we have to send into this. Done. Once it is done here, now here we have to call with reference of this register response call dot enqueue method. So enqueue method will be the final step here. Now we have to write an object colon. So within this object here now, with reference of the retrofit to dot callback method. So here callback where it is where register response. So we created one register response, right? That register response class, from there we'll get the response here. It's done. So it has 2 methods. One is the on response. So this will be the success case. And outside of this, another is the on failure. So that is the on failure is here, right? Now here, so always in an on failure, like we will write toast dot make text. This means whenever it is will be fail, so here it will show some message. So that is whatever the error it throws here, whatever the error it throws, that error it will come. Then next here, toast dot length long, finally that's it. So here now we have to write response. So what is the response here? Where res equal to. So from here this is the response. So that is the response dot. So from there we are getting some response, right? So response dot body dot. So first one is the status. So based on the status we have to write, because there we are getting the 2 types of status. One is the success, other is the fail, right? So if res dot equals to, so what is the response we got here now? So here in a postman, so this is the success, right? Status equal to success. If it is a success, here you want to execute something, else you have to execute something here, right? So again in this now, I want to get one more response, that is res1. Okay, here instead of the status, it will be key, means whatever the key we are getting, that response register successfully, like that we are getting, right? That you want to display it. So for that here now, I'm writing on a toast. So toast dot make text this at the rate main activity. Here this res1 comma toast dot, so toast dot length long finally dot shape. Right. So thus to here we have to add that. So that we have to add here like this. So finally, this one is done. Here, once in a success message, we have to go to the next page that we will add, and finally here in here manifest file. So this manifest file, we seen that in intents somewhere, right? So but here now we supposed to add this here now users permission internet we have to add. So but whenever we added internet here, now another thing we have to add here, that is the text clear traffic. So this is that here. Now we'll try to run this. If it is one, it will be okay. Then we will discuss next steps tomorrow. So I connected my mobile. Yeah, I'm running. We will see that. That is running. Wait, I will see.
Network issue, sir.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think it is installed. Yeah, now see from here I'm registering here. So Raj, something G Raj at gmail.com. Something I'm creating. The password would be here. So I'm registering. Click now. See here, you are registered successfully. Right. Again, I'm clicking this. Email ID already exists. Right. Now, once this is done, so here, if it is already registered, we are going to the next page. And what are the other steps that we will see in tomorrow's class?